Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in today. So today we're going to be talking about why you gotta stop caring about what people think. When you care too much about what other people think, you start living out other people's vision instead of living out your own vision. You do that by staying at a job because somebody else think you should, even though you hate their job. Or you might do something like staying overweight because somebody else think dieting is stupid, even though you know you want to lose weight. Or you might do one of the worst things, which is hold your tongue when you get in confrontations because you don't want to make somebody mad. But you know good and well that if you don't speak up, the situation is not going to go in your favor. And all of that stuff add up to you knowing deep down that you are not being true to yourself. All because you want to make other people happy. So why do you care so much about what other people think? Well, in my humble opinion, it comes down to two things. Number one is being a people pleaser. And being a people pleaser is really more about not wanting to upset people than it is about actually trying to please people. And the second thing is needing to feel accepted. At some point in your life, you learned that it wasn't cool to rock the boat. Maybe you had a parent or grandparent, close family member that was a little toxic, or maybe they had strong views about a certain topic, and you always felt like you had to live up to those expectations. And over time, you learn how to disregard what you feel and just do what would make that other person happy. Because if you didn't, you had consequences. And so you learn to feel like you always have to be accepted by other people. But the problem with that is that type of thinking is not benefiting you where you are today. All it's doing is making your life worse. Instead of you having your own vision and moving in that direction, almost every aspect of your life is the way it is because of what somebody else would think. At some point, you need to be willing to say F all that and make your own decisions and create your own path. And some people will think your path is wrong, and that's because they don't get the vision. But you need to be so focused on your own vision that nobody can stop you from making it your reality. You will think 1,000 times more clearly if you don't care about what other people think. So how do you stop caring about what other people think? I got a list of 3 different things for you. The first thing is that you simply need to learn how to be okay with upsetting people. Life is all about making decisions. And sometimes the decisions you make will upset some people. But those people don't have to deal with the consequences of the decisions you make. You do. Now, of course, there are certain situations in which your decisions will affect other people. And so in them situations, of course, you need to consider that person. But in most cases, your decisions affect you and you the one that have to deal with the results of. But if you can't get comfortable with the idea of knowingly upsetting somebody and not caring about it, then the second thing you need to do is simply understand that some things are worth upsetting people over. Things like your kids, your money, your mental health, anything that's important to you. If you ain't willing to upset people over things like that, then you're going to have a very hard life. And so the third thing is physically write down a list of all the things that are worth upsetting people over. That way you can have them clear in your brain and you don't have to sit there and think about it when a situation comes up, if this is something you should be willing to upset somebody over or not. And as a little bonus exercise, I got a quick journal prompt for you. And this journal prompt is designed to help you understand how you might have done some stuff incorrectly in the past and how you could do it better in the future. So what you want to do is, first thing first, write about a time that you did or didn't do something to avoid upsetting somebody else and you end up regretting it. And then the second part of that journal prompt is explain what you would have did if you didn't care about upsetting that person. And as you go throughout this journey of learning how to do what's best for you and not caring who gets mad about it, you do need to keep in mind that not caring about upsetting somebody doesn't mean that you have to just be an asshole all the time. You can still make your own decisions and do what's best for you while treating people with respect and being graceful. But if you work on all these things, then even just a week from today, you'll start to see that you start to handle things a lot differently than you would have in the past. Now, I do have to mention that if you don't have a vision for who you want to be, what type of life you want to live, you don't have any goals that you're working toward, then it could be a little difficult for you to figure out what are those things that I really stand on and I don't care who get mad about it. And so if you have trouble thinking through that on your own, I do offer coaching services. I can help you create your own vision for your life. I can help you set actionable goals to help you achieve it, and I can hold you accountable to it and keep you motivated along the way. And by doing that, you'll become a lot more self-assured, get in touch with your inner voice, and you will start to be 1,000% more confident in yourself and your ability to do things for yourself. And you won't care what anybody got to say about it, because you have a vision, you know what you're working towards, and you know why you do things the way that you do. And it ain't nothing wrong with working with somebody else to help you do all of that. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and click the link in the description. I do have an intake form for my coaching services. You can also click on my page and you'll find the link there as well. And I'll catch you next time. I'll let your boy.